everybody, thank you very much again for joining us for tonight's episode of Victorian Vigilante here on the Greater Restoration channel. It is now episode 5 of this lovely little adventure here. Um, so we thank you very much for joining us once again. It's wonderful to see all of you. As always, before we get started, we do have a few announcements that I would like to go through. First and foremost is still on top. You can still see that we're currently still raising money for the API. If you can give away, superb. You can do exclamation donate. I do believe in the chat. That should give you the link towards that. Or not, well, sometimes just sharing the link, somebody else might be able to. That would be great as well. It's every dollar count, and it's very appreciated. But obviously not obliged, because we all know that not everybody is maybe in a position to donate. Second thing, speaking of charity stream, what a beautiful segue. April 24th and 25th, celebrating the 1 year anniversary of their Greater Restoration channel, we will be doing a 2-day TTRPG marathon starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern to sometime around probably I'm assuming 10 at night that day, those days. There's going to be 8 games, one of which I'm going to be playing in, and one of which I'm going to be jamming. So, actually, if you do, I do believe Nightbot should... Oh, wait, darn it. There's some... I just noticed a few things from Nightbot. Because I do have 2 things on. Good thing that, we're testing that live right now. Nightbot is on with 2 commands right now for... that should be actually the one for the upcoming campaign. But yeah, we'll be doing a charity event for the TUR project, which is a wonderful organization which helps the LGBTQ community. While I'm, stumbling here. And if you do exclamation schedule, which, she'll still, be doing the proper thing. In that case, that should bring you the schedule for that. You know what? I'm gonna, I'm just gonna fix that Nightbot thing after. Screw that. I don't have the time for that right now. Yeah, so we'll you can see the detailed schedule of all the games that will happen on those days. And swing by. It would be having fun, and it's for good cause. So next up, mention again, as we see, we are dice affiliate with Die Hard Dice. Yay! They're actually wonderful. I love some Die Hard dice. And when you use the code GREATAPRIL, if you do exclamation, I think dice, maybe, hopefully it's gonna work. Nope. All right. Apparently the bots don't like. But if you use the code GREATAPRIL, all one word, it will give you 10% off your order. And if you buy the KLP dice set at the same time, a little kickback, come back to us, and it does help the stream. So get a discount, you can help us. It's appreciated. Speaking of Die Hard Dice, because apparently tonight it's all about, segues and me not having the right bots on, we're doing tonight a giveaway. If you do exclamation, I think giveaway, hopefully that's gonna work. Let's try that. It is giveaway in one word, and apparently, all right. Well, yeah. Thank you. You know what? It would not be a stream if there was no technical difficulties. Yeah, no, the comment for like the giveaway should be in the Streamlab bot, not the night bot. They should technically they should be working in tandem, and I'm not sure. Yeah. Um. So if that's the case, I'm gonna have to figure out something else to make that giveaway bot function, because that would suck if the Streamlab bot is down the night we want to do a giveaway. Um, but I'm sure I can find some kind of workaround. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a way to do it. I will just need to log in into the Nightbot thing and do it. But hey, we'll be giving away one of the Enchanted Unity dice set from Die Hard Dice. They're beautiful dice set. I would show them on camera right now, but there's only two issues with that. One being that my camera will go out of focus and out of whack, and I really don't want that right now, because I don't want more technical issue. And second one would be that it will probably not do justice to the thing. But you know what? Because I'm me, I'm just gonna drop in the link directly to the dice set. It is a very nice looking dice set. Let me just grab that link. It is. Yes, I'm sure I want to go there and get. There we go. Alright. But yeah, those are pretty much the announcement for tonight's game. And I think that should be good. Alright. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, oh, it's always chaos, because that's the one thing I want. Why do you mean there's no eligible user? Screw you. Bots, they just don't like me tonight, apparently. But while I'm trying to, get my shit together here, I'm gonna segue to somebody that has their shit together compared to me. Tuck. I do believe we do have some announcement tonight. Awesome, thank you. You know what? Could somebody do me a favor in chat and just type in exclamation ticket in chat, just to see if it will work? Yeah, exclamation ticket. All right. All right. No, it is not a command. Okay, perfect. So apparently, okay, cool, that works. Cancel. All right. It doesn't matter. I don't think it is case sensitive, at least not the way I have it written on my side. But yeah, if you do exclamation ticket, um, we will draw a winner by the end of the night. Well, the end of the session. Okay. How about better now? Is it better? Thank you.
I didn't see that comment.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
because they messaged me directly. They're not in the
Okay.
chat.
Awesome.
Ah,
I do appreciate when people mention it. But yeah, if people did not hear properly Tuck's announcement, they will be streaming on their channel. I think the next Friday. With
next Friday
Bear.
at 5 p.m. Eastern with doing a collab with Fair Bear, making Pop Tarts and ranting about Marvel because our friendship was formed on the discovery that we have many of the same issues with Marvel and many of the same loves as Marvel, and so we decided to spend 2 hours ranting about them live on the internet.
You know what? There's nothing that brings people together like ranting about things on the internet. So, all right. Well, I
Doesn't
think
seem like the audio is fixed, at least not on their end.
it's not. It doesn't appear to be fixed. It might just be a delay because everything is coming fine on my end. I'm just gonna bump you up a bit more here. That should be good. And if this is still an issue, I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat, and they can just let me know. But yeah, with all this and all the lovely technical issue, without further ado, we're gonna go and jump and roll that little intro video and see you in a bit.
We interrupt this program in order to bring you news about the ongoing situation in our eastern colonies and news on the conscription bill recently introduced into the House of Commons. And now back to our regular scheduled programming.
And we are back, and hopefully without no further technical issue for the rest of the stream. That would be great. Um, if little gremlins could get out of all those things, that would be awesome. So let's jump in right. Where we left off, our troop of, let's say, intrepid detective or amateur detective or investigator. They're searching for missing people from various backgrounds, and none of them, being a trained detective in life. I've been tasked by Miss Andrew Doyle to find our missing children. This led them to follow various threads, some with a bit more potential than others. The one currently with more potential is the one regarding Mr. Harrington. This little dwarven gentleman, a bit sleazy, but very dangerous person. Hi, Tuck.
You're muted.
My camera's not focusing on me. It's going in and out of focus for some reason.
It happened. And with this, they followed him to one of his multiple warehouses in town, where this esteemed gentleman conducts some business, some more, honest, some a bit, less. But apparently, the children were last seen, at least, with him, following a few not so successful stealth roll from the party. They did gather the attention of the resident of this location, including some of his goons. Thankfully, before any shots were fired and some people got hurt, they managed to make a prompt escape with use of smoke bombs and some fire grenade.
Yeah.
Made a bit of a ruckus, caused some chaos and confusion. What happened to the warehouse following their exit? They have yet to find out, as they did venture to a local friendly tavern where some of the party members are regulars. Further down, bottle of whiskey, somebody passed out, and we're now meeting the morning after, near one of the warehouse where Basil's family apparently owned. He was kind enough to mention the location to all the folks in his group that were awake, and leave a little note in the pockets of the one that was still sleeping at the time. And that's where we are.
So now this is morning, or this is our meetup time?
That is up to you. If you wish to, some of you may want to close shop and meet up earlier.
Because I believe didn't Alexandra has their job to do during the, and I believe our plan was that Zafrane and I would be kind of keeping an eye on the Harrington's warehouse, assuming he did burn down, alternately during the day to try and figure out a pattern of when would be a time to sneak in. So I was just going to ask Ada, have we seen much activity and we're doing the meetup after Alexandra's job, or are we starting during the day?
That's up to you. Alexandra, did you want meet up earlier?
Well, my plan during the day was to take some time out of my day to check in with any of my contacts to see if I can get any more information, and B, I was gonna make some extra disguise clothing for people, extra pants, extra shirts, extra, I know that she's coming with spare cross-dressing stuff for herself because it's going to be useful, and also because they haven't been that great at stealthing. So I know that I had things to do during the day, but those are the things that I need to get done before we met up. And I probably would have left after shop close, which is probably around before sundown. It would have given an excuse to why I'm leaving early before dinner.
Basil would have been doing his contact checks too during the times he wasn't keeping an eye on the warehouse. So, if there were any results from that, I know you messaged us after game last time. Is that what we would have found out, or is there potentially more?
That would be probably something that you will have found out the night off. Probably going back home, somebody who familiar to you would have probably contacted you.
Did it, James or Zafrane, did you guys have anything else you needed to do during the day, or do we want to go right to meet up?
I mean, yeah, my plans involved doing a quick, hey, does the Ghostly Network have any word on these kids? Just, I didn't have any luck having ghosts hunt me down. Anyone heard anything? And then, like, start to put the ear out amongst, the mediums in the Society for Spiritual Enlightenment. But then I
Hopefully
would
we
have
don't
been
find
just
the kids as ghosts.
tracking the warehouse. So unless someone's like, oh yeah, by the way, I had this one kid who's harassing me to find his sister because they were both kidnapped and he died, I'm probably not going to have much to go on with having just dropped the note.
Or it could be a bunch of guys that just died in a recent warehouse fire. There's a quick question: Did the warehouse burn
Yeah,
down, or
that's an important question.
That's
have we
that's a
been
good
watching a
question,
smoldering wreck?
So,
Is it smoldering ash or is it still existing?
as you're gathering and approaching towards, probably passing by quickly, just do a quick check on the location. The location is still standing. It is not, rubble and ashes. Thankfully, it appeared that whatever blaze was set inside was quickly, snuffed out. Probably because, the proprietary of that establishment has, a few interests at keeping that building up. And, putting out that
It was a
fire.
precision charge that I left.
Yeah. It's
Not-
positioned work. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you do hear, however, as you're, you do, yeah, you do hear like mumble about like a few people like talking about like apparently something happened in that warehouse the night before. They're not, some people are not exactly sure who it was, but they're, rumor is words on the street that yeah, some people may be looking for whoever caused the ruckus. But so far, still up.
So, yeah, I guess at least the two of us keeping a partial watch on it during the day to see if there's any activity or the kids are poking their heads out of a place or anything, and otherwise we.
Or try to just see if Harrington is in and out over the full course of the day, or if he literally is nowhere to be seen the entire time we're watching before sundown.
All right. So that's your plan. All right.
That's what we got.
Wow. Information.
Perfect. So, as you're gathering over there at night, in at least the afternoon after working hours, because it's good to have a bit of sunlight when you can. You do, however, hear nearby a wee little lad on a box crate, trying to catch people's attention. Hey. There's news, breaking news. Rumor has that, that's some rich spice trader has had his children kidnapped. Get all the news in the Daily Chronicle.
Is this a newsboy here selling stuff?
That is a little wee little lad. It is a little newsboy, shaking the paper, trying to make a few, penny here.
I'll take a paper.
Perfect. That would be a penny, sir. That would be penny.
I'll give him 3 and take 1 paper.
Well, thank you kindly, good sir. And he, goes back to his thing. But yes, if you do look at it, there's indeed an article about what the little boy was mentioned in Daily Chronicle. And if you read it, it says, "Tragedy strike at the Doyle Estate. Children gone missing." The 2 elder children of affluent spice trader Henry Michael Doyle and his wife, Henrietta, age 15, and Michael, age 12, disappeared from their home several nights ago. Mr. Doyle has retained the private firm to locate the children and has requested any information to be delivered immediately to the Doyle residence in Kensington. No information has been offered as the nature of the children's disappearance, and at this time it is unknown whether the children left their own accord or were kidnapped. And the Daily Chronicle, and if you look, it was written by. I have that in my notes. I should put my notes all the same place.
I have exactly the same problem.
Yep. Where is my note? But yeah, that's the top of the article right here. Did I accidentally erase the person's name from my document? Like I would.
Important question.
That's why I'm
Is it
God,
any
why?
of the people we've talked to?
No, it is not somebody that you talk to.
Oh, good. So it's not our fault.
That's the important question. Are we going to get in trouble for the fact that they got out?
Yeah, no, it is an article written by Jonathan Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Yeah.
Sounds like we have another person to look into, because I don't believe we've talked to him yet.
If possible, or at least find out who his informant is.
Can I do
Oh.
like a general knowledge check to like see if I could think of where he would have like kind of thinking about like the networks and webs of people? Like, can I do like kind of a backwards reverse try and figure out who may have told this guy?
Try to reverse engineer the source for a reporter. Sure. That would be very, very difficult. It would be more like trying to recollect all the pieces. So it would be, let's say, a difficulty 6. It is extremely difficult and complicated,
I need
especially
to check
since there's
something.
not too many people.
Well, I need to check one of my talents because I think one of my talents may come in handy with this. But I have to pull up the rule book. So give me 30 seconds.
Is the talent owning a newspaper?
No, it is either deduction or expert may help me out in this.
Oh, deduction.
I would think deduction would help in a lot of these things that we've not been doing well on.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
to be fair, we haven't got a lot of information to base our deductions on.
Oh, that's fair.
We're crossing out on a lot of no's, but we're not having a lot of maybes.
My rule book does not want to load. Hold on.
Which one are you looking up? I have mine up.
The Victoriana, I'm looking up, it's in talent, it's deduction. I have written +2 and then expert. But I think expert is having to do with my craft.
Deduction is the art of making inconclusive evidence and leaping to a non-obvious yet logical, if improbable, conclusion. You gain a +1 for every time you take this talent. For any perception, research, or science rolls made during the course of the investigation of a crime or crime scene. You may take this talent multiple times, gaining further +1 each time you do. The game master is the final judge of where and how this bonus is applied. However, you may be allowed to use a wits plus deduction roll to discover a new clue in your investigation.
Can I apply that to this, DM?
Because I'm a kind and generous soul. Sure, why not?
Great! I should have written all this stuff down. I have a lot of talents. I forgot to write down all their information. So I'm rolling a. What is the common skill I'm rolling?
you can use either like your I think it would be, you can I can say you can use your streetwise or general knowledge. Just
Great. I'll take general
because
knowledge. 'Cause
there's
that gives
no
you...
specific recall shit skill set, so and it's part of your general current knowledge. So
Okay, so if we got to add the deduction, that means I'm rolling 9 dice, and then what am I rolling against it?
6 dice.
6?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay, despite having rolled a large number of dice, I rolled not great.
That fits our luck.
That's how luck works. The real question is though, how do these roll? I failed.
You know,
I failed. I rolled an extra failure.
you are really, really trying to, put things back together, piece things. Somehow, it's just, you feel that you almost have, a few things together. And, like, you can picture the puzzle, yet the image is still blurred in your mind.
Damn, for Basil's point of view, taking a slightly different track, seeing Alexander trying to kind of pieces together. I have eidetic memory, so if I've seen this guy's name before, I'd remember it. Is he a common writer for the paper? Would I have seen him before? And if so, is this the type of article he writes, or is he normally a yellow journalist, or does he write sports commentary? Is this a boon thing for him, or is this his normal type of writing? Is he normally the crime reporter?
I mean, you're probably somebody that does read the paper, and if not you, your father may read it at table, while the breakfast is served by. But yes, he is a common writer at Daily Chronicle. He writes whatever fits the bill. This does appear to be some of the story. He's been recently covering a few stories from the Eastern colonies as well. But
Okay, so he's general. This isn't an
no, I
out
mean
of the blue for him.
he's uh, if you were to believe the words of your father, which I'm assuming is a fairly well-esteemed gentleman, he's the kind of man that will just go and dig dirt, whether his stories are true or not. He likes to do that because that's part of his job as well.
Okay, well, it doesn't. It's within expected parameters that he would be someone who would find this sort of thing out. He's a
Mm-hmm.
actual journalist. It's not someone who stumbled upon some information and is writing an article. So he more than likely has a source that we might be able to suss out, assuming we survive our next few hours of our plan. If we're still intending to go back into the warehouse.
I'm assuming it's nighttime and therefore we gather back together.
Yeah, I mean it's not nighttime. It's like more like big of the evening and all. It's summer days.
So I just want to say, just because so Alexander, when Alexander arrives, Alexander does not look in her normal wares. She is dressed in men's clothing, and her hair is tied up and shoved under a hat.
Oh, same. That was the disguise I had, was just my menswear outfit. So I have a coat, a top hat. I think I gave myself a walking stick, fake beard and mustache.
Just your.
So if they
average-
arrive,
It's what I
If they
refer to
arrive
as
at the
my
warehouse
getaway
like that.
clothes.
Yeah.
they're in the warehouse like that. Like, oh, right, the disguises, disguise thing. That's fine. Okay, and I'll go ahead. Azul will go ahead and toss together one of his various disguises. I have 5 in that, so I probably have a ready supply of various things in my library. So I will have a quick change costume on so that I can quickly get rid of it should I want to not be that person again.
Okay, perfect.
I show up like an hour late because I'm like, wait, what's got huh? And I throw together a really, really bad, like, it's so bad you can basically tell who
I'll,
bad disguises.
I mean, the face thing,
I'll
the face
use,
thing doesn't help.
yeah, I
Yeah, the
will,
distinctive look that you've got is gonna be hard to make not noticeable.
Fair point.
I have some skill in disguise, so I will put those to use to helping James appear to be some other, mostly automaton person.
He's some different cyborg.
Well,
This is
you
not
know,
the cyborg
again,
you're looking for.
These are not the clones you're looking for.
we are nearing another time of war, and I am familiar enough with probably through industrial accidents and where our munitions making family, I can cobble together extra bits and bobs to make him to add to him cosmetically, so that he probably will still look like an automaton, but a different one. Is that doable, Jim?
That would be doable. I mean, a few things we know would be a bit difficult. You have a skill associated with doing that, right?
I have a skill in disguise.
Can you just roll, because, you're fairly proficient, just roll me like a disguise, check. Just, to get the
So I'll
feel.
double check exactly what I okay. Disguise is wits. Should I do the math right and put the right number? Oh, let's see.
Did also GM? Did any of us hear anything through our various groups?
You haven't heard anything new beside, what you already heard. Uh, Basil, some people, reached out to him the night before. I already sent him the note.
Yeah, he'll share what he knows in a second as soon as real life me is done with math.
Uh, yeah, the street around here seems to be just as, actually a bit busier than the night before. And got that figured out. Yeah.
2 successes.
I mean, it's not, the best job, especially, considering you have to, disguise, half robot man. But, you're fairly confident that, he could be mistaken for a slightly different robot man. Yeah, he looks like
Hopefully it
automaton.
won't be. Hopefully, we won't need to stand up to close inspection. It's just if people see us running through the shadows as the place blows up,
Yeah,
or we're being shot at, or something.
taking it like from a close, you can still tell, especially based on just his general demeanor. So he's gonna have to sell it, and you can only do so much with putting a suit on somebody. They have to sell it. But from afar, take a few step back. Yeah, I mean, there's a few different feature. Certain things are a bit more difficult to hide, based on its general
Try to like jam one of his gears just to make him have to limp just a little bit or something to throw him off.
That's right.
Just don't be you. Just walk different here. Put like a thumbtack in his boot or something.
Hey, whatever works. But yeah, you feel satisfied with the job that you've done. Maybe with more time, you'll be perfectly fine. But for what you have right now available to you and what you have to deal with, yeah, it's all right. It's a good job.
So, how's we're going? Basil, well, I'll explain. Um, this might have more to do with Doyle's father than we might have suspected. Some of our contacts have found out that Mr. Doyle seems to have been importing something more than the spices that he's known for. Um, Perhaps on terms of an artifact of some kind, um, which is drawing attention from those that seem to want it. I was not given information as to particularly what this artifact is, other than um, he has been brought back under the guises of his spice trade, and some of the the mob might be uh, interested in exchange with it. So
Interesting.
we might have an organized crime angle to go into, and that might be what this warehouse actually is. But there are some competitors to my family, so this seemed to be involved. So that might lead to things that explode. So do be careful.
Maybe no more fireball.
No, I'll just have to plan accordingly. I mean, I didn't intend to burn it down last night, and lo and behold, it has not burned down. I do like to think I'm quite good at what I do. Shall we?
Shall. Let's see if this gives us any better luck than we had last night.
So you're heading towards?
I think we're gonna stake out. I think the plan's like we're staking it out for a little bit to like see if we see him leave
Yeah.
before we attempt to rob the warehouse.
So just, I'm assuming you're trying to. Are you trying to, actually hide or blend with the decor? Like, blend, appear to be that you belong there.
General Basil at least is going to try and be just a general straggler that have reason to be in the area slowly. He'll do slow laps around the block if need be.
Okay. I'm out of review.
Yeah, Zephrine is also attempting to blend in the I totally belong here sense.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And James?
I want to just like try and spy from rooftops if that's possible.
Okay. Perfect. So that now I'm just asking because it will depend on what you will do for like roll. Those trying to really hide. Give me just a general item sneak, just to know how well hidden you are. Those are just trying to blend in. That would be more of a bull type of roll. Either, yeah, I'd say either.
I think
bull.
I'm equally good at those.
Yeah. So yeah, just give me a quick roll. No really actual difficulty per se. Just to get a general vibe of your art your thing, because I mean the streets are the docks are fairly busy regardless, and still not too late.
2 questions.
Maybe ask 2
One.
answers.
If someone who has the rulebook open, because my computer doesn't want to load it, fun times, and can look at the talent invisible, because I'm not sure if that applies in this case.
Okay.
And the other is this is that technically a social role?
Invisible is due to rules of society. There are occasions where people are dismissed and forgotten, even when they're still in the same room. So it's more of a class structure thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. That's
The
what I thought.
servants are part of the furniture,
Yeah, and I mean
kind of invisible.
You're the help, so you're obviously not paying attention.
Yeah, there's
The
many
reason
dwarves
I
working
asked-
around docks, so you would blend in easy.
I have 2 different. The reason is because I also have another thing, which is Angel Face, which is +2 to social roles when trying to appear innocent.
Okay. Well, this doesn't really apply in this case.
Oh.
But the
Innocent is not a dock worker.
yeah,
Nope.
you like there's a few like dwarven, orcish, and humans like dock worker. Gnomish a bit less, just because Gnomish tend to be a bit more frail.
I'm a dwarf,
Okay.
so.
But yeah, you can. Okay, perfect. I got success there. 2, 3, Basil and Zephrine. 1.
So,
We weren't rolling black dice against it.
No, it was
Good.
just
Yep.
straight up. It's just to get a general vibe.
they'll probably end up looking more like a lost person than someone who belongs there.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Are you lost?
Oh yes, yes. There's the Eiffel Tower. Is that here?
What's an Eiffel
I'm on a
Tower?
boat, and yes.
Honestly, I'm not. As a DM, I'm not even sure when the Eiffel Tower was built. I would need to Google that.
Not then.
But probably not then. No, it is a bit more modern structure.
It's the quickest thing I could think of that would be silly to ask for.
I'm
Or
not sure what is
thinking
an
of
Eiffel
timelines.
Tower. I mean, there's the old clock over there.
Tower of- Sorry, the Tower of Piazza. Some said it was falling over. Anyway, thank you.
Wait, what time does this take place?
Like evening, dusk.
No, I'm talking about the
Era.
campaign. Sorry. I was
Oh,
looking
era
it
is-
up.
Well, it is Victorian London. The exact date, I can give you the exact date in a moment.
Wasn't it like 1850?
It- yeah, it is.
or something
I
like
think it's if I look at back at my note, it is in 18. Yeah, like Doug said, 1856. So
It was definitely being thought of then.
I
But
mean,
it did not start getting built until 1887.
somebody did definitely at that point, look at a chunk of metal and look like, yeah, I could probably make something out of that. No offense to my French friends.
Wasn't the Eiffel Tower built for like a
The World's
dirigibles?
Fair. That was
Okay.
one of the reasons they kept it around, but
Mm,
they put additions onto it.
Because we all thought dirigibles were going to be such a thing in the future.
Oh, we keep going back to it because other than the whole being really flammable, they really are really useful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I wish there was more dirigible nowadays, but no, we have to go with planes. Such a peasant with travel. But yeah.
Do we spot Harrington coming out of the building ever? Or does it seem like the warehouse is really well and truly abandoned?
Give me, like, those that are observing, just give me like a general perception check, or I think it's a perception in there as well, right? Yeah.
Perception's finally some rolling.
That's the joy when you play like so many different systems and you learn them. Like you like trying to like remember what skill applied to which system.
Why do my dice like to fail me?
I don't know. Maybe you need more dice, and
This
you
is
can get
true.
some.
Maybe I should go get them from Die Hard Dice.
4 out of 6.
Way to shamelessly plug that.
2 out of 7.
2 out of 7. That's not bad.
3 out of 7.
Okay.
4 out of 6.
You do not see Arrington himself. Maybe you either stayed inside overnight, or you just decided to ditch the place, and because there's just too much heat on his shoulder at the moment, with whatever he may be involved and whatever happened last night. You do, however, just quickly see this little rat-looking man that you did see the night before, just walking in the warehouse itself.
He walks in or walks out?
He walks in. What do you wish to do?
There's at least one person in there now.
True, but it's a lot harder to get spotted by one than three.
Well, all we know is there is a minimum of one. We have tried. We've tried, but we do not necessarily have a certain count of how many have gone in and out all day, despite myself and Zafrine's best efforts. I don't think. Do we, Jim?
Yeah, you don't really have, general idea. I mean, at least, there's at least one person. If there's more, what happened, if
Yeah,
you got more of a goon throughout the day, oh, we lost somebody.
Uh-oh.
He rolled really well on his hide and sneak.
Yep.
Very well. So well on hide and sneak.
There you go.
Welcome back.
We're gonna fix that in post.
It's all part of the script.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, this is definitely a scripted show. You can tell
Yeah.
because we're professionals.
Well, we either sit here and wait for more people to show up or go in with at least one.
Do we want
Or,
to send...
I do have... Go ahead.
Do we want to send all of us in, or do we want to send a few of us in?
Or do we send none of us in?
Let's look out.
I know at least two of us are decent at being stealthy.
I'm generally stealthy by causing a problem somewhere else and not being there.
I had really bad luck. I'm usually more stealthy than I was.
Same.
The other idea I had was to have a message delivered. Either hire some ruffian on the street to go ask at the warehouse for Mr. Harrington or whomever, or come up with some message to be delivered there that would cause them to quickly leave and go somewhere else.
Where's the bomb?
If you could formulate one. Well, no. Well, yes, possibly that. But that's an option that would not risk any of our presence, but it would require involving a third party. It was just a thought.
Well, in theory, it involves a third party.
Well,
Me and
yes,
Zafreen-
one of us could
me and
deliver
Zaf-
the
me
message
and
as well.
Zafreen, neither Zafreen or I look like ourselves right now. We can use...
Nor
take the
do I, technically.
Yes, but you
Oh.
still look like you're assigned gender. We've gone from being visible yet invisible to being a different sort of invisible. People don't generally look down, unfortunately. But
Simple
Perhaps.
logic. Your statement, I'm just trying to not be offended by your opinion of my costume.
sorry.
That is a great line.
Sorry.
Your confidence in my skills.
Your skills are good. You just
Apparently not. That's fine. If you want to be the one to deliver messages to them, it's quite alright.
no shade to your skills. Just
I'll just be over here
Shade
adjusting my nose and trying again.
we could
Look,
send
you
one
could
of us.
have put on a ball gown and switched genders for your disguise. You
I
would
didn't
done-
have
it
one
would
at
be the
this
same.
warehouse back in my other lab. A lot of selections. It's working
You knew
for
we
what
were
was
doing
available.
disguises. Why wouldn't you bring your cross-dressing disguises then?
Because I had disguises here. I didn't know the requirement was going to be a gender swap. Nobody stated that at the beginning. We didn't do it with the James here. Nobody's giving him any problems.
We
He
know
didn't
that.
bring his own disguise.
Because I'm a robot!
Well, I'm just saying, nobody seems to have an issue with yours costume. Nobody. He doesn't look like a wheelbarrow. How did he not disguise himself as a wheelbarrow?
Because no one thought to try to disguise him as a wheelbarrow.
Exactly.
You should have that.
Nobody told me that there was going to be this.
I
that much
pointed
of a
out that I was
drastic
going to
requirement of
cross-dress. I
costume.
stated it specifically last night that I was going to
You
be
stated
cross-dressing.
that you were going to. Nobody told me that this was going to be a group effort.
It was implied. If like we're all trying to disguise ourselves, and I say that I'm going to cross-dress, even though I have many outfits, but my cross-dressing outfit is the best outfit. one would assume that you would also join. You would gain. Sorry.
No.
Let me restart that statement.
How is that
One would
implied?
assume that you would also catch on that cross-dressing would be ideal.
That there would be disguises involved. Yes, many disguises.
And
Not
as
all
you're
of them are
arguing over
required
there,
gender.
you do see those two little dwarven gentlemen at the dock working. They just stop their work and they're just staring and laughing because your argument is hilarious.
It's hilarious because James is just up on a roof hearing this.
James
Because he's
just watching
I
from
know,
above.
it just kind of, you're ultimately defeating a purpose, because now these gentlemen know they were part of an acting troupe or something.
Good job.
So that's what
Run.
happens when you argue loudly about things.
I didn't think we were arguing out loud, and I didn't think we were had anybody close to
Nor
us.
did I think you were arguing that loudly.
Yeah, I assumed it was more of a like muttered under your breath at each other kind of
Yeah,
argument.
it's
but
one of those stage whisper arguments, but okay.
The point
Well.
I had was that we don't have to engage a third party if we want to deliver a message. We can probably get away, theoretically, with having one of us do it.
Yes.
Going
no, I
back to
didn't
the whole
know
point of the reason I started this conversation before things got dissolved into who has a better disguise than whom.
I did not. That was never in question. Just the question is, what is the message, and/or are we doing it that way? The whole point was to have someone go and see if they can get an eye on how many people are there, and/or much harder would be to somehow deliver such a message as to get them to leave, either a important delivery. If we know of someone in Mr. Ratface's organization, a higher up that he would undoubtedly respond to, or something
Well, I'm
vague.
assuming
Like
this is the same rat-faced gentleman we saw the night before that you guys identified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We identified him, but we didn't have, like, a specific person to link him to.
Yeah. We could just deliver a message simply that says simply the Doyles know and see what their reaction is. And claim
don't
we
know
don't know who gave it to us.
I don't know if hanging the Doyles above his head is going to work. My first instinct is, honestly, to go the distraction route, and we are aware that Mr. Harrington frequents, what is the place called? The Bearded Wench or something like that?
Yes,
Yeah, I think
is
that was the
correct.
bar.
It is one
Like-
of the many establishments where Mr. Harrington does go, yes.
Yeah. Like, we could presumably try and see at
The issue is if we use someone they know and we don't know their person's whereabouts or situation, we'd be tipping our hand that it's a false message.
the other option is we go look into the theaters and see what this French actor, whoever the children saw.
So yes, we could
If we
try
don't think
to
that the
see if
warehouse,
we can't snoop around inside the warehouse either by luring this gentleman out, or at least giving someone a plausible reason to be in the warehouse, or we could abandon the warehouse entirely and go to the theater.
or
do your best, cat, and cause a distraction, and then go in.
or some of us go in the warehouse, some of us go talk to the theater, and some of us go talk to the reporter. Simultaneously, multitask.
That's right, divide the party.
Splitting up is always a great plan. You get more done.
That relays to one person per task.
Rafiki gives the party so many tasks to do. Our thoughts at the party!
Party
I'll-
split, always a good idea.
All I did is give you a little sandbox in the city with a few clues, and I just let the chaos unfold. I'm not responsible for what happened after.
we're a party of people specifically built to be very bad at dealing with clues. We all have built for other things, and none of those are really applied. So, do we split up? Do we target one thing? What do we? If we do target one thing, what do we target?
Do we want to try? I think if we want to try the warehouse, I think sending in a smaller group of people and having others as lookouts is a good idea. It's a question of who.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
question of
the
who goes
sniper on the roof should be outside as backup in case something is needed.
In case shit goes down.
basically
Well, very
someone,
well.
on the, someone by the
There are,
door.
there's just some analysis on that possibility. One, we never decided to go see my friends about the wireless communication, so we have no communication over distance at all. Should something happen, we would need some sort of visible signal. The only things I have readily are quite destructive. But I would be happy to hand over one or two if you think it would be useful to the party going in. Obviously, I think it's inferred that I'm not one of those people. Though I could be useful once in, while not good at sneaking, I remember everything I see.
True.
Second, the theater and or reporter options are less obviously dangerous. They could turn out to be worse, but we already know we're dealing with a family of now smugglers. At least some disreputable men in this warehouse, and some missing children that are associates of both the family of smugglers and these disreputable people.
And also potentially a communist organization.
Yes. I'm for whatever. I just want to know if if there's a small party going in. Who is it? Obviously, 50% of us or less. Two, what is the signal if something goes wrong? Or is it a time limit? And if there is a signal or the time limit is reached, do we storm the gates? Do we go to the constabulary? Do we go our separate ways and pretend we've never seen each other?
I keep doing that.
You having net difficulties there?
No, I keep going to click on to something else, and then I end up clicking the general chat instead of the text chat.
So, if we're doing the warehouse, which I'm fine with, I'm quite curious about the place. Who's going in? What is the goals? What is the signal if things go wrong? And what do we do when they go wrong?
Your memory may be very helpful in this situation.
Yes, but as we've discovered, I'm occasionally quite clumsy.
With regards to outside, I think the plan would outsiders create a loud distraction, maybe with, for example, one of your incendiary devices. Create a loud distraction that would try and pull them out of the warehouse, or pull them outside, or pull them, either send them rushing further into the warehouse, so that way they are, concentrated and more pain.
Like we did the last time.
Yes. Then the other thing is that ideally we'd have someone on the roof, someone by the door they sneak in through, so that way they can make sure if there's any trouble opening, they can pop it open. And then there's the aspect of sneaky versus memorizing everything you see. Because I don't know if we'll be able to get away with stealing anything.
There's also another way in that we are ignoring. possibly because it's not really within any of our wheelhouses. Just walking in like we own the place or belong there. It's bluff. Again, I'm not saying it's necessarily within our wheelhouse, but it is another option. I certainly am not one of those people looking at my character sheet, thinking out of character.
I mean, I have some stuff that would help with that, but you know, while we can be a charismatic group, I don't know if that helps us in this instance.
Okay, so first off, quick group vote to expedite things. Warehouse, yes or no? Right now, today,
Yes.
this moment.
Yes.
Warehouse.
Warehouse.
Okay. Warehouse is the vote. Next vote. Split party, yes? So
Yes.
2 outside, 2 inside? Yes. Okay. Excellent. So that leaves us, and we're going stealth, yes? Obviously. So, the most stealthy of us would be yourself, yourselves, Alexandra and Zephyrin, obviously.
Presumably, yes.
That leaves myself and James as the outside watches. I can give you one of my devices as a backup, should you need it, to lead to as a distraction or device. Um, uh, to help you get out. Um, so the question is, what is the signal and or what is the I would feel more comfortable if we had a time limit. James, can you see how much can you see into the warehouse from where you are, from your perch?
DM question.
All
How
right.
much can I see?
You give me a perception with difficulty 4 because it is a warehouse. It's not the biggest windows, and it's not very well lit. So let's see what you can see in there. Perception difficulty 4.
Four successes. Let me roll my. How many other dice?
4.
0 failures.
Ooh, that's good. So, as you're still I'm assuming presumably on the roof of an adjacent building.
Yeah.
So, Basil, just shout at request at you.
I assume for this conversation, maybe we're gathered on the fire escape so that we can talk to him.
All right. Perfect. So, you take a time, use your well-trained eyes. You're able to see at least 2 person walking in there. One being, rat-looking figure. The other one is a bit harder to identify. But you at least, you do see some movement in there. You didn't manage to spot Mr. Arrington just yet. And maybe he's in his office and there's just no angle on it. But yeah, you're at least able to spot two different shapes that you've been able to see so far. One being the one you've seen the night before.
I would relay that info to the party.
So, so we now know there are 2 individuals in there at a minimum. So if you're going to sneak in, I'll give you a few devices that could be useful. And then at a time limit, there's a thought that could just one option to draw them away or cause some havoc. We have a sniper there. Shooting through the window would obviously cause me to want to have other concerns than what I was doing the moment before. If at a certain time you have not made your presence known to us, or the signal goes off sooner, James takes a few shots, maybe not even actually hitting anyone, but to make them think that they were about to be hit. And that could provide a distraction to maybe give those inside a moment to act if they were unable, and or two, start the chaos.
So I just thought of an additional wrench in the plan.
Oh, good. I was afraid we were forgetting something.
That's always fun.
Presumably, since what happened last night, they've beefed up security within the warehouse,
Yeah.
and or have made it so the locks lock from the inside. Therefore, if the door is locked,
I'm not sure there's been enough time for them to change the locks on all the doors.
no, but
I'm certain I could throw together some toys that would make a door go away. It wouldn't be quiet.
that wouldn't be quiet, and a well-placed padlock doesn't require replacing locks, it requires placement.
So not
GM,
every door.
you had something you were...
No, it's just
You-
things happen here on my side. Yeah, but you go for it.
It's sounding more and more like this is not the most plausible option. Unless you're wanting to take a great risk.
I'm...
We have two other options that have no outward semblance of threat. They could turn out to be worse. Could be this acting troupe is a gathering of assassins that travels under the guise of being actors. This reporter could be well connected in the government and get us all arrested. Who knows? But right here, right now, as you said, we caused trouble at the site not 24 hours ago. They're already disreputable and untrusting people. The odds of them having increased their security are quite good. You two are currently the ones that would be going in. The decision is yours. You go in, you get caught, you might name us, but James and I have plausible deniability. We might never have even been in the neighborhood.
Well, that wouldn't happen if we got caught, but we also... There are greater concerns should we get caught.
Were I to get caught, I have faith that I could bribe my way out, but I would still... I'm not feeling super confident on it being a worthwhile endeavor. If we are caught
The
without
other thing
gaining any information, it is rather fruitless.
We could approach
and just
these
a waste of
individuals
time.
on equal terms. As investors in the scheme.
So
We could
as
try
you're
buying the
discussing,
information from them.
No.
You do see the little Ratman coming out of the warehouse would appear to be putting something in his pockets.
Can we make perception
NPC?
checks to see it?
Sure.
Yay. My one good skill of all the skills we keep getting asked to do.
Yep.
It would be let's just roll perception.
Oh.
I'm gonna do this on my end.
How many black dice are we rolling?
He didn't say any.
3.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I figured because we're on a rooftop.
And it's getting dark.
3 successes, 1 failure, total of 2 successes.
3 successes, no
One-
failures.
3
One
successes,
success,
1
2
failure,
failures.
so 2.
You do
I'm
exactly
doing
what
the
it is.
got
It
it.
appears to be just like paperwork, a letter or something that he's putting in his pocket. Obviously, it's not you're not gonna be able to see what's written on it, but You do see him like
Pockets.
walking away, and eventually like trying to hitch a ride.
Pickpockets. How quickly do you think you could get that paper?
Probably not before he manages to get a ride, since we'd have to get down from the rooftop to get at him.
Time's limited.
James, you could throw her from here, couldn't you? You could hit a cart with her.
I mean, I could definitely hit him. Yeah, I can't say it would.
No, I meant launch Zephrine onto the wagon that he's getting a ride in. She could get a ride.
I mean, Zephrine.
The more you're talking, the more he's getting away. So
Yeah.
The
No.
return of the
This is out of character talk. Listen, he's leaving. We can try to trail him. What's the plan?
Let's trail him.
Okay. Do we leave someone to watch the warehouse?
No.
I can stay on the rooftop and watch the warehouse.
Can one of us catch up to him and share the cart? Like, see if he's willing to share the taxi cab.
Well, certainly not me. I've got
Certainly
very
not
short
me.
legs. I'm not catching up.
Again, I
Right
can
there. The one person who can't pick pockets is the. Okay. Never mind for that idea.
a cart is being pulled over.
Can we just follow it? Can we just follow it?
Follow it, or do we want to tackle him and keep him from getting on it? Do we know his name?
Harry Jones.
Harry didn't get his name the night before.
Huh?
It's Harry Jones.
Harry Jones. Okay.
And that's the name that he goes by.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Jones. I'm gonna separate from the rest of the party.
Jump down and go chase.
And as he's about to step in the vehicle, takes a moment and
Excuse me. Question.
looks at you,
pardon
looks
me.
at you
Sorry
up and
about it.
down, putting like the hand on his side. What do you want? I'm busy. In rush.
Oh, sorry. Hate to bother you. Oh, sorry about that. I was looking. I know you're quite the businessman. I was sorry. I was just looking for.
Do I know you?
No, I'm new to the neighborhood. Ran into Mr. Harrington the other day at the bar. You're associates of his, I think. Yes. I know I heard your name, but it might not have been. I do try and get familiar with people's names in the area. You are a businessman. I'm pointing, gesturing to the warehouses. I'm mostly trying to buy time for anyone else to try and do something.
Yeah, can one of us try and like hitch on to the back of the wagon?
All right. While you're doing that, let's see how difficult it will be. Give me a hide and seek difficulty 3.
Okay.
Basil, since you're trying to essentially bullshit your way through that, I'm just give me your bowl. I'm gonna just roll against it on my side.
This
The
is
three of you want to
well.
try and hitch on to the back of this wagon with me?
I'm just sitting.
Do I get any? Can I add my disguise in on this? Because I'm just trying to not be me.
Oh wait.
Regardless of you being you or it's
that's
not
how
a face
believable
that
this
he
is.
knows, right?
So this is bull, which is presence, which I have jack shit in.
Okay.
Ooh, I succeeded.
What did you say the difficulty was on the
3.
jump on the back? 3? Okay.
No.
One success.
All right. Let's see
One
if you-
success and one failure, so nothing.
Just gonna see if you.
3 successes, 1 failure.
Okay. All right. And he looks at you, Basil. Don't know you. I'm busy. I'm like in a rush here. If you want to speak to the boss, you probably know your connection. So, and he takes a quick.
Is there an appointment? Should I come back? You said your boss. Is there someone I should speak to instead?
And he takes a quick look around the car, and try to see. I mean, obviously, Mr. Arrington. If you want to deal with him, he's he works properties around here. So
Okay, I had it backwards. I apparently thought a man of your standing also have employer opportunities. I apologize for taking your time.
and he remove his hand from his hip, and you can see that it was probably hitting a piece there.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Depending on how things would have went, it could have went real bad for you.
Oh, I know. I
But it's also the middle of the street, and there's people around, and he does get in the carriage, and talk to carriage driver.
did I see any of my party manage to hitch onto the wagon?
I think Zafreen did, not me.
Zafreen was a. I mean, you were able to get to it. Like, I'm just calculating as a whole. It's just easier that way. You were able to get to it. However, will you be able to stay on it? That is a very different question, though. Because as the carriage spurt off, pretty quickly, as Air Jones seems to be in quite a hurry.
What are we rolling?
Please give me a might.
Oh no!
Because that's you have to physically hold on. So it requires physical.
It can't be athletics. It can't possibly be athletics.
It can't possibly be athletics.
That is a bit somehow. Somehow athletics is more dexterity. It's just fairly surely holding on. I don't think being dexterous makes your physical strength to hold on shit.
What if it's athletics strength? So it's the strength is what you're adding, but it's athletics if you've got ranks in athletics.
They use their dexterity to tangle themselves on straps or something.
I mean, if you want to do the most intricate yoga pose to hopefully be attached to some things around it, sure, why not? It is a difficulty though, because it is a wild ride. So make it a difficulty 3.
This is if we're doing might, or if we're doing athletics.
Oh, either or.
Still difficult to treat.
I'm gonna pick the athletics.
Same.
That is, children, why holding on to a moving cart is never a smart idea, because health and safety there. They don't have helmets.
Okay.
1 success! 0 failures!
Okay. So far, 1 success. Let's see if I actually gonna get a new set. I have a whole thing of little d6s, so I'm gonna try my luck with some others.
Yeah, I have an entire setup where the dice that have failed me get further back in the line.
1 success, no failures.
So.
We party split anyway!
Question though, so I saw them. Did I see them get on the cart?
Yeah, you can see them behind the cart.
Okay, tell me if I have the time to do this. To slip them a couple of my pocket grenades.
Based on
You don't want the distraction. Just as it pulls away, I'll walk around like I'm leaving. Not bothering the guy anymore, just walking around behind the wagon again and just kind of quick handoff.
are you trying to just toss it at them?
I don't want to break it. I don't want to set it off.
No.
I'm trying to put it in their hand. If I have to fake a stumble.
That would depend on how far you were standing from Harry Jones, because probably not very close, right?
I would assume I would have been trying to get within reach to shake his hand, make my introduction thing, and saw that he wasn't, and still would have been gesturing, being, trying to make my case, dude, please hire me, whatever, trying to be friendly. So I would assume towards the back of it, maybe the distance of the diameter of the wagon. cartwheel. Something.
Just do me
It's
like
not. It's fine. I just wanted to. It was just a thought I was gonna hand him something
just
to
do me a general
have.
dexterity.
General dex. I could
Because it is not a specific
Um,
skill in any way, but you have to be quick for that, and
yeah.
initiative is dexterity base here with wit, so.
One success out of 2.
Okay. I mean, you passed them a device. Do they know how to use it? That will be up to them. They're not training that shit.
Well, what you get handed is basically a glass vial.
Okay.
That's what these are.
They just need to use
So all
it.
we have to do, so if we just drop it and hope for the best.
Yeah, and I mean it's labeled or it's got a mark on it. It's S and it's kind of grayish
Did you just
stuff
give
in
us
the
sodium?
no smoke bomb.
Okay.
It's labeled so, and they're actually marked so that I can like feel them in my pockets without and know what they are. It's sort of a braille, but they're
So,
labeled too because
I
I'm
mean-
not an idiot.
They're
I mean, it is labeled with an S on it. That's the only that's for like your own. You know what it is. It's not like this a detail like this is smoke on it, right?
Mhm.
What happens as we ride along the bottom of the carriage and
I mean,
eventually stop?
the-
Hopefully.
You managed to grab it quickly. So either one of you can put in your inventory S bomb from Basil. What it
Yep.
does.
Oh,
I mean, Basil knows.
okay. Oh god.
Quickly, Basil, you see them like disappear into as soon as they turn the corner.
And try and flag down another card as soon as I
Yeah.
see one.
All right,
And flag James down from his perch too.
all right, James.
I don't know. This might be the perfect time to go break into the warehouse while we're
I stay on my perch.
There's at least one other person there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, as Basil is flagging you down,
We're just like this. We're just like, oh my god.
and your two old friends are holding on for dear life to that, coach.
I'm gonna follow the cart via roof.
Oh, okay.
That would be quite difficult because there's one heck of a distance between buildings. There's distance of a street.
I'm still gonna try it.
So if you
So
want
he's
to,
gonna jump off a building.
if you want to hop to a different,
It's just parkour before parkour was invented.
sure, you can absolutely try. What is your jump?
Oh my god.
Because after a while, it would be near impossible to do that.
I think jump is just a subset of athletics.
No,
Jump
jump
is right next to leap,
Yeah.
Oh.
which is next to movement.
Leap is-
Right, that's where it is.
What
Leap.
I forget what jump's based on. I don't have it written down here.
It's half of your leap, which is, I think,
Yeah. Thank you everybody for your patience. It is it's episode 5, but it's still for all of us a very new system. So.
Oh, it's half of my leap, so it's 2. It's not very good.
Okay.
That's better than my 1.
So,
One
if
here.
you really want to try, I will let you do
Good
it.
legs.
Uh,
yeah, your leap is 1 plus your dexterity.
yeah. All right. Roll me athletic difficulty 4.
It's feel like I either go really good or really bad. Three successes. Let's roll failures now.
Because regardless, it's gonna be tough, and you might be it might fuck you up a bit, but
One
Yeah.
failure. 3 successes.
okay. It's more like to the extent to which it will fuck you up. You're able to,
Things are already mostly metal.
yeah. I mean, you're able to,
Land on the metal leg.
take a running leap, and hold on for dear life on the falling roof. You barely made it. I mean, you can continue to try, but it's gonna be becoming more and more difficult every time. And you just take a look at like the distance between each roof, and in this little part, some building are close by. Further down, when district change a bit more, they're like much further apart. To like, yeah, there's no way you can reach that. You can try again for next one if you really want to try. I mean, I'm more than happy to let you attempt anything.
I'm gonna try one more time.
All right. You take a run. Difficulty's higher. Difficulty 6.
God.
Because it's getting the distance between those buildings. It's not exactly the same.
And this is the night that Destructor had to roll up a brand new character.
And that was
Okay,
the first time Destructor died.
so that's 4.
Wait, how is your how is it going up? How much do you have in jump?
No,
I'm making him roll just a general athletic.
yeah.
Oh,
He's like trying to push it even further, which will have consequences on your like how exhausted you are. Because that's
Yeah, I figured. And 1 failure.
okay. All right. So, you're able to make it next one. You do, take, sustain just, a bit of hurt. Nothing to really, remove any it dice. But yeah, you're like
I'm gonna stop there.
you're like, okay, I pushed my luck. This could have gone way bad. I'm tired now. But yeah, you're on a different roof. And Basil, just look at your companion being an absolute...
I'm 2 roofs away from Basil.
Yeah, like being an absolute nut job that he is, like just
Okay.
jumping from one roof to the other, and you're like, well, he did not die, so that's good for him.
That's something.
That's a plus.
That's a plus,
that's more than you can say potentially about the two of us hanging on to the bottom of a cart.
Well, I have questions because again we haven't necessarily spent our points and whatnot. And one of the things I was looking at, but I wasn't sure it'd be useful. Never mind. I didn't state before the game that I had bought them. Because I was looking at before the game, roller skates is actually a thing. They're a marvel that double your movement speed.
I mean, if Basil, you want to sports the coolest roller skates, go for it.
I mean, I am an engineer and I was tinkering all day.
I will allow it because I want to see a dandy man on roller skates.
So this is
I've
gonna,
seen a robot jumping buildings. Now it's the roller skate.
so yeah, as I look up, I'm trying to flag James down so we can figure out a plan. I see him taking off after the wagon, the carriage. I'm like, oh, all right. So I start kind of down an alley and pull out of my ever deep pockets of junk and things that I've built, and I slip on a pair of roller skates as I am trying to parallel them in the carriage while also getting rid of my quick change costume.
Okay. I mean, you will definitely lose them to a certain point because the carriage is moving much faster, and by the time how it takes time to tie on shoes.
Even, well, yeah, I mean these are slip-on type thing, but again, I'm thinking they're downtown.
They're
This is
slippers.
highway speeds. Well, no, you know the old kind of
Yeah.
original roller skates were the key lock-ons that went clamped onto shoes. They weren't their own thing when they were first invented.
Yeah.
So these are I quickly there's that awkward superhero time moment of rip off the quick costume and hop on one foot, clamp on a roller skate, clamp on another one, and then take off. But then I'm twice as fast as I was, and this is a carriage going through downtown, London.
Yeah.
So they're not, race car speeds.
No, they're not race car speed. I mean, they're fairly fast, but not race car speed, as you say. It takes you a bit of time, but you're able to, at some point see it in the distance. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do, get some looks because you're a dandy man on roller skates in the middle of London streets.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Let's be fair, I probably got looks. I was a robot jumping from roof to roof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, not as
well.
much because, you're, in a more, secluded area.
Nobody looks up.
Yeah.
I'm on the street.
But, yeah,
I'll be hurrying, but
Easy.
trying to play it casual. Evening, pardon me.
He doesn't need to keep pace. He just needs to keep it in sight so he doesn't lose us.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
But yeah, eventually, I mean, you're able to keep it a little bit inside. James, it will take you a bit more time to catch up to them if you wish to, or actually even find them because they did take a few turns, and by the time you go down from that roof, good luck, my friend. But eventually, both Zafin and Alexandra, the cart stop. This gentleman, is looking over his shoulder and looking around, pay
Where
for
are we?
You're in front of the bearded wench. He took a long ride around.
He rode to the Bearded Wench, a tavern that was a couple blocks away.
Yep. To hopefully lose whoever may have been following him.
Great.
But as he's staying there, you tell the little person just stay there, but I'm coming back. And he walks in for a bit. Oh, at the moment, what are you doing?
Is there...
So he asked for the coach to stay?
Yeah. For a bit. Essentially made the coach take the longest cab ride as a detour.
They
So
probably
they-
got paid for it.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like he was going there directly.
I'm having many thoughts right now. Only a few of them kind.
And eventually, he comes back out.
So, I had a thought before he comes back out, while we're sitting there. Since we've stopped moving, I might actually be able to achieve this. I have a skill, ad hoc repair. Can I use that to, instead of repair, somehow break the cab down so that it won't leave right away? Like, disable the cab, if only momentarily. Like, so we can...
And how exactly do you want to attempt to do that? Like, what exactly are you trying to break down?
Can we
I don't know,
jam
I'm
an
thinking,
axle?
my thought is something like, is like not break, but like stop the axle so that the wheels won't turn right away.
I have that too.
Of course.
That's what we all are good for. We're all good at fixing stuff.
Or is it not?
Except for James.
Yeah. It's alright. If, he tried to jump over a roof, you might have to fix him.
Yeah.
With some bubble gum and shoestrings.
Can we both make ad hoc repairs to try and jam up an axle?
What do you have on you to try to do that?
Just do it in a way that it doesn't look obvious.
Because, I mean,
I
you
would
have to
probably-
use something to jam that up, right?
I would probably have some scraps of fabric that I could shove into one of the area where the wheel spoke and the where the wheel and the axle connect, So that way, when it turns, it'd have fabric caught in it, and like that would obviously affect what it's gonna do.
For sure.
Oh, just reach up and take the pin out from where the horse is connected.
That's my plan.
Two different plans
Where we
here.
can-
Sure.
The ability to do that without getting caught by the driver is going to be real fun.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Is this a handsome or is this a four-wheeled cab? Is this the four-wheeled one with him in the front?
Oh, he's in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, still, there's usually the connection is it would be under him.
Yeah. You can certainly try.
Like, my knowledge of where, my personal knowledge of where these things would be, I'm left with the idea that it's out farther forward. But if you are pretty sure it'd be, like, right underneath his feet, or where I could reasonably get it from underneath without...
Single horse or two horse?
Two horse.
So, yeah, there'd be the rod between them that their leads are connected to. That on its own would be to a pivot near the wagon. Possibly tied to the wheels.
I'm trying to disable the pivot holding that allows the horses to pull the carriage effectively.
All right. I mean,
I
first
just see
thing. I'm absolutely amused by the idea of crime.
Because we keep committing it.
The first thing would be to see if you're actually able to, make your way there sneakily without being noticed. Because, a low, gnomish person trying to, fuck somebody's cab, said person might not be so inclined to that. So give me I did sneak. I wouldn't make it usually, I'm assuming you're trying to go from underneath the cat thing? And not around?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we're already underneath. Just keep
working
going underneath.
Make it a difficulty 2.
Okay.
Just because, Buddy is, occupied and it's from the underneath. And it's getting dark, so...
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the background, Basil.
Meanwhile, in the background,
Yeah, this is me letting them catch up. Was why I thought of this. 1 success, 0 failures.
2 successes, no failures.
Okay. I mean,
meanwhile,
we appear to be, sneaking. Yeah, I mean, James, you're currently, lost at the warehouse, or, or trying to find whoever, is there. Good luck.
No, I'm heading to the bar that I'm known at. I'm not heading to that bar.
It's like, you know what? Screw this.
James has given up on the group and has gone to get a drink.
Well, I mean, it is a logical regroup point for us.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So to do your crime, you may attempt it. Let's put it difficulty 1.
Okay.
Because I mean, you're fairly well hidden, but there's still a bit of challenge, to be able to unstick it.
So we're doing different things.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm doing the fabric and the wheel thing.
Okay. You know what? Let's just do the same difficulty to see how it goes.
Okay. So that's my ad hoc repair. Wait, plus the 1.
Reverse repair, jamming shit. Yep.
Hey, you have to know how to repair something in order to fuck it up royally.
Exactly.
So so 0 successes, 1 failure. Does that just mean I cleaned the wheel?
Yeah, you've just made it better.
Yeah,
You got rid of that squeak.
I mean, your fabric is there. Like, you look at it, like, yeah, I mean, that's totally gonna work. I mean, your level of confidence is through the roof.
Oh no.
It's a nice bow tied on it.
1
had
success,
nice over
0 failures.
No, she just ties a bow to the horse.
So, you're able to, loosen it, like, probably just enough, like, because, if you remove it completely, it might, fall. Loosen it, like, it will, a sudden movement from horse going away may make it go away properly. But yeah, you're fairly confident about what you've done. And eventually, Eric Jones come back.
Now, the question is, before he comes back again, Alexandra, are we still trying to cling on to the bottom of this, or do we feel like we should stay here? I think that was way too difficult to hold on as it was. And we've got him waylaid. I think we should like roll out and blend in with the crowd here.
Let's blend it. I think blending in with the crowd may be worth it, and plus we can then go into the tavern and see what he was doing.
Okay. So before he comes out, we decided we're not trying to hang on to the underside of this cab anymore, and are trying to get away from it now.
I mean, that may be a smart choice to do. Yes.
For smart choice all night.
That is the DM language of that would have been a difficulty 6.
So, eventually Eric Jones comes out, gets back in the car, and as we speak with a person, and as they're about to leave, the horse leave. The coach just stays there.
Is the driver pulled by the reins?
As soon as you see that, eventually, let them go,
okay.
because, he's not stupid, he knows the power of a horse, and eventually the horse, stop, not so far, because, they're trained animal. They're not absolutely idiots. But you can hear, the loudest, "What the fuck was that? Fuck's sake!" And you can, hear, "What's going on? What's going on?" I think, my thing broke. Sorry, sir. And, the coach driver, and you do recognize that coach driver. You know that little old gentleman that you, totally terrified?
Oh my god! It's the guy from last night!
He's gonna be a
Just
recurring...
get by waves at it.
That's right.
Oh god! This poor cat
was having a nightmare.
Yeah. And he's just completely baffled and looks underneath something may have come loose. I don't know. And eventually try to call back his horse the best he can. And it will take him a hot minute. And you can see that Eric Jones is pretty pissed off in there. Well, fuck's sake. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna walk the rest of the way. And...
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we tail him?
Absolutely.
Very funny when he ends up running into James on the way.
No, I was walking the complete opposite way back to the other bar.
I know, I'm saying, just for the sheer weird humor of it would be funny.
Yeah.
The
Well,
DM
at
will
some
tell us
point,
so.
Basil would have caught up to us because we were outside the bearded lady, and he had us in his sights. So in theory, now he can also tail at the same time.
Yeah.
Ideally, not on roller skates because that's a little.
Oh
big
yeah,
as
as
a
soon
tailing option.
as it looks like that it's possible to find the dark corners, zoom
Screw
into a
it.
dark corner, take it off, back into pockets, and I'm back out.
So, yeah. For those that are tailing him, just give me a general item sneak against is on perception.
Pray he has a poor perception roll.
What if I'm just trying to follow Zafreen and Alexander? So I'm like the third behind.
Sure.
I'm just on a nightly stroll, kind of way far back.
That said, he has seen you in your current outfit, and might recognize you, even at a further distance.
We don't know that they saw us when I set the place on fire, and I wasn't me then
No.
either.
He saw you interacted with him directly
No, I took off my costume.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Remember
I forgot
my
that.
terrible
Okay.
costume that
Yeah.
Alexandra hated? I took that off when I put on my skates because she hated it so.
Alright. So, throwing shit aside, we're gonna go back to our shady individual walking the street. As he's walking, and he keeps, an eye over his shoulder, like the most paranoid person. You seem to be able to tell him to just a little house, and at the entrance of the house, you're able to see Tom just smoking a cigar, and eventually Air Jones walks in. There's no nameplate but there's an address. It is 7th Fleet Street.
7 Fleet Street?
Yeah.
7. Is that a
Fleet.
fleet or?
Fleet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you see him walk inside. And you do hear the familiar voice, because some of you have a very, very high, just general perception. I'm not going to make you roll for it. Well, it took you long enough. A very familiar voice of Mr. Harrington himself. And I think that's where we will end for tonight. As you went on a wild ride on a cart, argue for an hour about a plan, and
And jump over buildings.
some of
Hey,
you
listen,
decided to be very dashing on roller skates.
we've basically invented like 2 urban sports tonight. I mean, we got James doing parkour, and then Alexandra and Zafreen kind of preluding Michael J. Fox's behind the Back to the Future skateboard thing. So we just need to get them the skateboards for next time.
If anything, you were ahead of your time.
I am still amazed that went nowhere the way I thought it was, but I like that what happened.
We made actual 0 progress on our actual mystery tonight, but it was hilarious.
To be fair, the night is still young in what is happening.
Yes. True enough.
All right. So before
It is not a wasted night of information gathering, and
So before we end the night,
maybe we'll find the children in this house.
maybe it's time to see if we can pick a winner for the dice set. If the person is not in chat, I'm just gonna whisper them. I don't blame them, for not sticking around. Life is busy, and sometimes we just lurk. So let's roll it. And the winner is Warpaw Bad Dog. Congratulations, you just won yourself a nice little set of the Enchanted Unity dice by Die Hard Dice. I will whisper you the information, and so you can provide us with your address, and we're gonna get that sent to you ASAP. On that note, again, next week we're gonna have another Victorian Vigilante, and on that weekend we're gonna do our anniversary event, 2 days of TTRPG, because that's madness and we love it. But let's see.
And some of us are insane.
You know
Some
what?
of us are.
Let's see. We can give a quick raid to tonight. You know what? There's the awesome folk from Faithforge Academy. They're being live right now, playing some Dungeon Dragon apparently. So let's see. Let's, give them some love. Tell them we sent you, and as always, be kind and have a good day.